Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel, The World of Front End. I'm happy to have you here. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure to turn on the notification bell, so you won't miss out on any of the exciting tutorials and tips we have coming your way. In this video we are going to have a look at top 15 HTML interview questions, so let's get started. So very simple yet important question that interviewer asks is, what is HTML? HTML, or Hypertext Markup Language, is the standard language used to create web pages. It's not a programming language but a markup language used to structure content on the web. HTML defines elements like headings, paragraphs, images, links, and more, using tags to structure the content for display in web browsers. This is enough of explanation as all the segments are going to be interviewed anyway. Let's move on to the second question. What is the basic structure of an HTML document? If you are a web developer, understanding of basic HTML structure is very important. You may be pro at it can still suffer explaining this simple question, so here, how to answer this question. The basic structure of an HTML document starts with doctype HTML, which tells the browser that this document is written in HTML5. Following this, the HTML tag wraps the entire document. Inside the HTML, we have the head element, which contains metadata about the page, such as the title and links to external files, and the body, where all the visible content is placed. Questions 3. What are tags in HTML? Tags are the building blocks of HTML. They are enclosed in angle brackets, such as HTML, head, and body. Most tags come in pairs, an opening tag, like P, and a closing tag, like /P. These tags define how content should be displayed. Some tags, like IMG, are self-closing, meaning they don't require a closing tag. Question 4. What is the difference between div and span in HTML? The difference between div and span lies in their behavior. Div is a block-level element, which means it occupies the entire width of its container and starts on a new line. It's used to group larger chunks of content. On the other hand, span is an inline element, meaning it only takes up as much width as its content and doesn't start a new line, making it useful for styling small parts of text. Question 5. What is the purpose of the head tag in HTML? The head tag contains information about the document that is not displayed on the page itself. This includes the page's title, character encoding, links to external style sheets, and meta tags that provide information like author and description. It's crucial for setting up the document's metadata and external resources. Question 6. What is an attribute in HTML? An attribute in HTML provides additional information about an element. It's placed within the opening tag of an element. For example, in an image tag like img src equals image.jpg alt equals a description of the image, src specifies the image file's location, and alt provides a description of the image for accessibility purposes. Attributes help control how elements behave or appear on the page. Question 7. What is the purpose of the tag in HTML? The tag is used to create hyperlinks, which allow users to navigate from one page to another. The href attribute specifies the URL of the page the link will navigate to. It can also link to other types of resources, like email addresses or different sections of the same page. Example, a href equals https://www.example.com click here /a. Question 8. What is the difference between the ID and class attributes in HTML? The ID attribute gives an element a unique identifier. Each ID must be unique within a page, making it useful for targeting individual elements with CSS or JavaScript. The class attribute, on the other hand, allows you to assign multiple elements the same class name, making it ideal for applying common styles to many elements. Question 9. How can you create a list in HTML? In HTML, lists can be either ordered or unordered. An ordered list is created using the OL tag, and items are numbered. An unordered list is created using the ul tag, and items are typically displayed with bullets. Both types of lists use the li tag to define individual list items. Question 10. What are semantic HTML elements? Semantic elements in HTML are those that describe their meaning clearly, both to the browser and the developer. For example, the header tag is used for the header section of a page, footer for the footer, and article for content that can stand alone. These elements make your code easier to read, improve SEO, and make web pages more accessible. Question 11. What does the form tag do in HTML? The form tag is used to create a form for gathering user input. Forms allow users to enter data, which can be sent to the server. Inside the form, you can have various input fields like text boxes, radio buttons, and submit buttons. The action attribute defines where the data is sent, and the method attribute defines how the data is sent. Example. Form action equals /submit method equals post. Input type equals text name equals username. Input type equals submit value equals submit. /form. Question 12. What is the difference between the get and post methods in HTML forms? The get method appends form data to the URL, making it visible in the browser's address bar. It's best used for non-sensitive data. The post method sends form data as part of the HTTP request body, which is more secure and is typically used when dealing with sensitive data like passwords. Question 13. How do you include an image in HTML? To include an image in HTML, we use the img tag. The src attribute specifies the image's location, while the alt attribute provides alternative text for accessibility, in case the image doesn't load or for screen readers. Example, img src equals image.jpg alt equals an example image. Question 14. What is the purpose of the alt attribute in the img tag? The alt attribute in the img tag provides a text description of the image. This description is shown if the image fails to load, and it also helps visually impaired users who rely on screen readers. It's an essential aspect of web accessibility. Question 15. What is the meta tag used for in HTML? The meta tag provides metadata about the HTML document, like the character encoding, author, or a brief description of the page. It's used primarily in the head section to help search engines index the page correctly or to define the document's settings, like the viewport for responsive design. Example. Meta name equals description content equals a description of the web page.